Hey guys, Rachel CPR here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you 5 tips that I found is very helpful for me to actually maximize the hydration in my hair during the summer months, as well as to hold on to the length of the hair that does grow in during this time. During the summer months, you end up having an opportunity or a window to maximize on hair growth potential simply because your hair grows according to the nourishment that happens at the root area. And if you are in the sun and your hair or your head is perspiring, you're going to have more blood that goes to the exterior of your head or at the papilla or the growth center for your hair strands, and so it nourishes it and it makes it grow. So yes, the heat does make your hair grow just a little bit more, or should I say it adds to a growth or a surge of growth in the summertime, simply because your scalp is getting nourished a little bit more than it does normally in the winter months. Tip number 1, if you want to maximize on your hair growth and your hair's hydration at the same time, the very first thing that you need to do is to trim your ends. If you have dead ends, depending on just how bad they are, the ends can prevent your hair from taking in oxygen, which is all going to add to the health of the strand and the hydration of the strand. And if you want to retain your length, you have to cut off the bad ends, because when you don't cut them, the ends snap off, but they don't snap off clean like it does with a cut hair. So it just ends up breaking off and starting a new split, breaking off, causing a new split. And so it's really not healthy for your hair. And so if you're in a cycle of trying to grow your hair out, having your hair grow, and then you have to cut the ends off, it is because you have to keep up with your trims. You don't want to go until your hair is beyond the need of a trim. You want to go just at the point where you see, I'm starting to see a little bit of splits on the ends. You want to make sure that you get rid of all of those split ends. The beginning of the summertime is the best time to do that, because then you can go the entire summer during that growth time to have that surge of hair come in and to retain the length. Tip number 2 is watering or re-wetting your hair on a regular basis. And when I say that, I mean watering your hair, spray bottle that you are using to soak your hair, or getting into the shower or putting your hair under the sink and completely re-wetting your hair. On a regular basis, you want to increase that time that happens at least 2 to 3 times a week. What happens is, for your hair, conditioners in general last for about 3 days. After 3 days, your hair is no longer being protected by the conditioner unless it's a specialty conditioner. So you want to keep your hair conditioned in order to maximize on your hydration as well as your length retention. So re-wetting your hair on a regular basis is going to be the best way to maximize on your hydration, because your hair depends on water for nourishment or hydration. It is the main source of hydration that your hair gets, or moisture. So even though you are using products in your hair, they are not going to affect your hair the way that water does. Water is your hair's best friend. Yes, your curls love water, and that's why they're constantly trying to take water in from the atmosphere, and that's where you get shrinkage, and that's all a wonderful thing for your hair. Try to increase your moisture levels by re-wetting your hair very often. You can re-wet your hair every single day if you'd like to, multiple times. You just wouldn't want to use any type of a shampoo each time that you were to do that, simply because the shampoo can strip out your necessary oils. But re-wetting your hair is just going to add moisture to your hair, and your curls are going to curl up maybe a little bit tighter, because your hair will be more hydrated. So the tighter curl is actually a wonderful thing. Tip number 3 is developing a good conditioning routine. Deep conditioning your hair is very important for curly hair. Curly hair still has the same oils in it that other hair has. When I say other, I mean straight hair or more loosely waved hair. But because we have so many curls for our natural sebum or oils to go down, it doesn't necessarily always make it down to the end of the spiral of the curl. And that's why the longer your hair gets, the more dry it tends to be toward the ends, because the hair has a lot more twirling and work to do to get to the ends of your hair. So you want to make sure that you are regularly deep conditioning your hair, so that the ends of your hair, the ends of your curls, are getting the nourishment that they need. Number 4, hazardous protective styles during the summertime. This is a tough subject right here, simply because everyone wants to have fun with their hair in the summertime. You know, you're out more, you don't have to wear the hats and everything like that. And so a lot of the times people feel, I want to do something fun. And I think my thing that I would do in the springtime, I always get the itch to lighten my hair because it's summertime and you just want everything bright and fun and you want a new change for your hair. And so I would always do it with color. Some other people decide that they want to do it by putting in a protective style, perhaps feeling, okay, sometime I'm not going to be bothered with my hair. I'm going to give myself a break from doing my hair. And the challenge that comes with that, with the protective style, is you don't want to use anything or a protective style that is going to perhaps compromise your edges, because a lot of the times, especially if you use added hair or if you use wigs that you don't use the proper care underneath, it can really wreak havoc on your edges. And we all work so hard for our hair, our curls and our edges. We don't want a protective style to actually work in the reverse for us. And so just be very careful with those styles. And as well as, even if you get a protective style that's not bad for your hair, you don't want to leave it in so long that the takeout process takes a lot of your hair out, because the shed hairs are still going to be shed. They'll be trapped in the hair, so if you leave the hair in too long, you can have a problem with the buildup of sebum along with those shed hairs that will really give you problems. And that particularly happens around the edge area. You don't want to lose any of your hair that you're trying to protect, and so you just want to make sure that you're careful with that. The other thing, like I said, I always love to get color in the summertime, the springtime. But what I've been doing now is I've just been using extensions, clip-in extensions. They are perfect. Nowadays you can find clip-ins that are like the complete match of your hair, no matter what your hair texture. That's what I opted for today. You see, I have my color in my hair, and the texture of this hair, it literally matches so nicely. I love these clip-ons so much. This is the Kinky curly hair. I've shared this hair before. This is Kinky curly number 4. It is an ombre, so the roots are dark, so it matches my hair, but then the ends are light. This is the 12 inches that I have. This is the Amazing Beauty Hair Extension Company. I'll put the information for this down below. This is like the best match I've had for my hair, and I just love it. I think that this is just a fun way to add color to your hair without the damage. What I do to prevent any damage at my scalp area is I just add a little bit of coconut oil right at the base where I'm going to attach my clip, to make sure my hair is extremely soft and flexible, so that there's nothing stiff that the clips will go onto and just snap off. Because again, this is about keeping my hair healthy and not doing something fun that ends up destroying my hair. And so this right here I really like. This hair is so beautiful. I'm just so happy with it. But tip number 5 is making a plan. The summer months can be such a wonderful time to get to know your hair. And whereas we have this sad reality right now where a lot of us are in a stay-in-place order, but the opportunity is there right now for us to get to know our hair a little bit better and to experiment with different things. We don't have to worry about your hair being exactly perfect in the morning for work. You're at home, and so you get to experiment with the things that work for your hair. Making a plan of what works. Keep a journal. Write down everything that's working for your hair. Write down when you see signs or symptoms that your hair is not right. When you trim your hair, write it down in your journal, so that you know that throughout the year, when it gets colder, if you live in a state where you get cold weather, you know my hair does better in the summertime because I'm doing this. So in the winter months, when you start to feel your hair getting dry, you say, well, what happened? What is the difference? You go back to your journal in the summer months, you can see the plan that you set out, the plan that you put in action. And so getting your hair into a plan and into a routine, the summer months are usually a very, very good time to try and enact those things, because it makes it a lot easier throughout the rest of the year when you don't have as much time. I do hope that these tips were helpful. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any more tips that you would like to add to this list, I would love it if you were to put it in the box below. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I will talk to you again very shortly. Bye.